I can hear you now.
Oh, awesome. Well, thank you very much for taking the time to do this interview.
You're very welcome. Thanks for asking.
Oh, absolutely. It's great to be able to talk to you and be able to talk about this brand new album, which is going to be coming out through Nuclear Blast. I mean, it's so great to see you guys are part of such a great label being able to show off this album.
I agree. Mm.
So, with that in mind, I mean, obviously, with a lot of work and dedication to be able to bring this to life, I mean, how does it feel knowing that this album is coming out so soon?
Mm. It's crazy because we've been releasing those singles for, I think it's even a year now. I think we released the first song, The Awakening. I think it was November 2021. Would have to check back, but it has been a while. I mean, we've been releasing the whole album like in three parts. And it's been going on for some time now. So, but yeah, it just feels great. It feels great that it all comes together now and that folks can hear the whole thing, like from start to end.
Yeah, and thankfully, I've been one of those select people to be able to check out the album ahead of time, and
Mm-hmm.
I really love what's going on here. The main thing I love about it is the diversity. I love the fact that you're not afraid to be able to go heavy when you want to, go melodic when you want to,
Mm-hmm.
being able to show off all these different sides, and it's so great to be able to see that and have it all make sense, have it be comprehensive and cohesive as well too. Like it has like a great organic sound to it, but you're not afraid to be able to show off different sides, which is awesome.
That's good to know that for you, that it sounds like all cohesive and it goes so well together for you. I mean, for us, that's always something we're afraid of because we do like experiment that much into all those different directions. And it's not that easy sometimes to achieve that the album still feels like I don't know, like one thing that is coherent and that it all fits so well together. And yeah, we put a lot of work in that, like working on the songs individually again and again so that they all kind of work together. And normally we don't just write like 10 songs and put them on the album. We have at least, I don't know, at least double, like 20 songs, and then we choose 10 that work together well. So um yeah, we put a lot of effort in that, but still we're always afraid that that it that it's too much in the end, like too much genres and too much directions. But good to hear that it works out for you.
Oh, definitely. And I do appreciate the fact that you do put that much thought and effort into it as well too. I mean, making sure that you're picking the best songs that are going to fit alongside the album that you want to release. And sometimes there's some great songs that just aren't going to fit, or they just don't fit right, or they could be used in the future, but it feels like everything that's selected here was meant to be on this album, and it sounds great for that reason.
That's awesome. And exactly like you said, the good thing is that the other songs, we don't throw them away and then start from scratch. We always keep them and then rework again until they maybe like fit. And I think each one of them probably has its time someday. We'll see.
Oh, for sure. So, thinking about that as well too, I mean, obviously with being able to decide what songs are going to be on this album, I imagine like at least to me, it really feels like a great cohesive experience from start to finish. So
Mhm.
when you're picking out the songs for the album, how much did the track order matter for this? Because it feels like it's in the right order to me, but was there a lot of effort to make sure that happened?
I mean, it is normally we have like a pre-production of the instrumentals up front before we start working on like lyrics and vocals. And so we try a lot, so like different orders and checklists, say which song works best after one another. So that's one thing that we do. And then on top with the album now, because we have this this concept behind it, this like concept story. We also had the the fact that we always needed like three songs that went well together regarding like the lyrical like topics that they were dealing with, because we have those three EPs that all deal with different areas, but go together in the end. So we had those. Yeah, it was a little more complicated this time.
Yeah, and I was gonna bring that up as well too. I mean, I love the fact that it is conceptual as well too. I mean, the more that you pay attention to it, the more that you really get to dive deep and you start to understand everything that's going along with it. And it brings for a great album experience when you're able to listen to it from start to finish and see how it does come together the way that it has. And of course, with everything that you touch upon with the lyrics, it just adds upon that, and it's so great.
Cool, that's very good to hear. Yeah, I agree. I think it really, I'm really like actually more and more realizing that now, where the album release is nearing, and I'm talking about the whole thing as an album more and more, because like I said, we've been releasing those songs bit by bit for a year now, and there was so much releases, and I have already been talking about the songs individually so much, but now finally we're talking about the whole thing. And just recently I listened to it from start to finish, for like the first time in a long time, and it's so, what I think it's so cool, it really is way more intense when you listen to the whole thing and all the songs in this order that we put them in comparison to just the EPs or just the single song or something. So I really appreciate how it adds this additional layer to the impact that it has, at least on me. So yeah, I quite enjoy that. I'm really happy with how it turned out.
Oh, that's so great to hear that. So thinking about that as well too, I mean, obviously with being able to work on these songs for so long and being able to release them the way that you have, and of course
Mm.
now with the full entity going to be coming out, I mean, where did the idea come from to be able to tackle a concept like this for this album?
It kind of happened actually. I mean, we were just writing songs for a new album. Um, we had a bunch, and then, like I said, normally I'm mostly like in charge of the songwriting itself, and then when it comes like not just me, I mean the other guys are into it as well, but I do I guess I do the biggest chunk of it. But lyrics, it's pretty much spread out throughout the whole band. Like everyone writes different lyrics, and so we had, like I said, we had a bunch of songs, and we were starting writing lyrics and seeing, okay, what could fit to what song, and then um it kind of developed out of its own, I would say. It was something that it just happened. It just came naturally when we thought, okay, um we have those, we have a lot of lyrics that kind of work into the same direction, that are somehow related with love and the whole topic. And then we had the idea, oh, maybe we can split the album in three parts. And then actually Patrick, our guitar player, he came up and wrote this little story that I did this spoken intro for all the three parts, with this like story of this little heart and how it undergoes different stages in life, and it all just, yeah, it all just came together. Actually, it wasn't like planned like this from the beginning. It was just one thing led to the other.
Oh, I love hearing the fact that everyone was involved with being able to contribute to the concept, being able to come up with different lyrics, and I imagine that being able to decide what songs was going to work with it and trying to work with all the patterns and everything, it's a lot, it's some work to really get along with that. But I love the fact that it does feel so whole together, that everyone in the band knows how to be able to put the lyrics together and make it work for the song, because I mean, it feels so cohesive, and the fact that everyone was a part of it, yeah, it's just so cool.
Yeah, I think that might be also the reason for why it works. And I know a lot of bands, and I've been in those bands in the past, too, where it's like, okay, there's the band, but when it comes to creation, it's this like one man show where like one single person writes all the music, the lyrics, and does everything. And I mean, this can be very cool. And there's a lot of bands that write amazing music where it's just one mind behind it. But I think for us and for what we're aiming for, it works to have several people contributing, and then it's not like that someone writes lyrics and they go into the song exactly how they were written in the first place. You know, stuff gets shaped because it goes through different hands before it ends up in the song in the end. So I don't know, if one of the others writes lyrics and I'm the one who has to sing them on a song, then I will change certain things because I don't know, I don't feel it emotionally, or the rhythm doesn't come naturally to me, or whatever. And then I think this is what in the end makes it rounder, probably, because it's just not okay. I write a song, I write the lyrics, I sing it, and I think it's good, but no one else has a saying in it.
Oh, for sure. So thinking about that as well too, I mean, obviously with you being able to sing it and being able to change parts, like was there like any major changes when it came to that, to like any particular songs or musically at all?
I wouldn't remember, honestly. No, I don't think so. I mean, it's just part of the process, and it's not that like any one of us is then, I don't know, being butthurt about it or whatever. It's just um with the music, it's the same. Like the guys just write a lot of riffs and stuff, and then I just take from that, and whatever speaks to me and just works for me. When I hear a riff and immediately it opens up in my mind for and I can more or less see the whole song already, then it just works and then it flows. And for some riffs or some ideas, it doesn't work like that. And then they just, I don't know, they go back into the drawer and maybe it works another time. But that's just how we work together. It's just very, yeah, not a lot of ego, I guess.
Yeah, and that's so important, especially when you want to be on the same wavelength as everyone else, when, everyone's able to work together, whether you're writing the music, writing the lyrics, writing the arrangements. I mean, there's so much that can go into it. And when you can take the egos aside and try to focus on what's going to be best for the songs, it really does work out for the
Yeah.
best.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's what we always try to do. We always try to do what's best for the song in the end. And I mean, of course, we have discussions because we have different tastes in music in the band, you know? I mean, I'm like the new metal guy. I like all that stuff. Then Patrick, our guitar player, he likes that stuff. And in general, he likes a lot of the more, I would say, mainstream metal bands, whatever. And then on the other hand, there's Jacob, the drummer. He's like a total prog metal freak. And Thomas, our bass player, he loves, I mean, it's not the only stuff we hear. There's tons of other genres that we all like, but those are just like, yeah. And for Thomas, it's, I don't know, he likes the I don't know, stoner and black metal and like death metal and all the old school stuff with the bad production and shit like that. And I don't know, and he's totally fine with it if a song like takes 10 minutes and plays one riff for 10 minutes the whole time, like doom things and stuff like that. And of course this clashes sometimes when we have very like pop melodies. Then I don't know, one likes it, one hates it. And on the other hand, then we have, I don't know, some parts or mainstream pop songs that immediately get crushed by a blast beat and some, I don't know, breakdown and stuff like that. And then the one likes that and the other does not. But it's okay, like as long as the balance is right in the end and everyone can stand behind the finished stuff, then it's cool. And I think we do that mostly.
Yeah, I definitely agree, and it's so great to hear all those different influences, because when you listen for it, you can hear those different types of things, but it's not just added just to add it. I mean, it feels like it's very appropriate for the song and being able to be creative and have some great diversity behind it. And the fact that you can have all of that and what is such a great, tight, punchy production behind it as well, too. I mean, it really adds to the songs and really makes them stand out even more. And the fact that it's just like everything does sound so well crafted from the musicianship to the lyrics to the production just makes everything stand out.
Cool. I think with the production nowadays, it's hard because especially all of those modern metal bands, which I don't know, we probably are one as well. um, like to me, more and more, they all sound the same. And I mean, not like creatively, not musical, not on the musical side, but like sonically, the sound, because we have all those like drum samples and amplifiers, like digital amplifiers and stuff, and everyone can record it in their I don't know, home studios. I mean, I'm doing the same. And it makes it all sound the same because there's not this process anymore where you go to a studio and mic stuff up, and where you have those many moments where things can go into different directions sound wise. And this is a thing that I spent a lot of time thinking about. I don't know where we should go, where we want to go. On the one hand, I would love to do like I don't know, let's say raw production, like it sounded in the like 90s maybe. But on the other hand, you can't totally neglect just the current zeitgeist, I would say, like how stuff sounding. And I mean, if we would do that, we would probably sound like shit compared to everything else that is out there. So I don't know yet, but maybe at some point we'll do that and have a production that sounds like it's from 20 years ago.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's always good to experiment with it, and
Yeah.
it's there's nothing wrong with trying it, especially if you're able to do that from home, or you're able to find a studio where you're able to experiment with the sounds and see what you can do. Especially when
Yeah.
it comes to the drums, I mean, being able to make sure that they have some life behind them, and not just the sample sounds, because I think that adds so much to it. I mean, the more authentic the drums sound, I think it differentiates from a lot of other bands nowadays for what you were talking about with so many different
Yeah,
kinds of drum samples out there.
exactly. That's true.
So the thinking about that as well too. I mean, of course, musically, there's so many great things that's going along with this as well too. But visually as well too, I appreciate what's going on, especially with the album cover as well too. I feel like it's a great representation of what the album is about, and it really gives you some good insight into what to expect.
Yeah, the cover, that's we're totally happy with that. It's such a shame, actually. The guy, it's like in a painting, oil on canvas, like the original one, and it's a like and a friend of ours or acquaintance or whatever you would say. I don't know. We know the guy. He did some like merch designs for us in the past, and but he isn't doing any art anymore. Actually, he's working as a, I don't know, industry designer kind of. I don't know. He designs like machines and stuff like that. So, and I bet he's making way more money than with any art. So he's not doing this anymore, which is a shame because he's so fucking good. And he painted this thing. We just told him, okay, we have the title. We know it's gonna be called "Hell Is Where the Heart Is," and that's it. And he was like, okay, fuck yeah, I want to do this. And then he painted this thing, and I haven't seen it in real life. Actually, I'm really excited and hope that I can do this one day because we all live in different places, you know. And but yeah, and I agree. I think it's perfect. It illustrates everything, every emotion that musically is on this album. I can find it on this cover. I love it. It was totally worth it.
Oh, I'm glad to hear that, and it's sad that he's not doing that anymore. But just like
Yeah,
as what could be a final piece for him, I mean, that's a great way to be able to go out with an album cover like that, and
that is
especially with
true.
how much work that he put into it as well too. I mean, the more that you look at it, the more you really start to notice those things.
Yeah, he was paint. I don't know for sure, but I think he took at least like 2 or 3 months, maybe. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to hang this thing into my apartment somewhere. Like maybe not the original one, but at least I probably just gonna let someone print it on some huge canvas and hang it up on my wall.
Oh, that'd be cool as well. I mean, yeah, I mean, as cool as it looks, like digitally, I just imagine like being able to see it authentically, whether it is like from a print or the original version, would just look so much cooler.
Yeah, it must be amazing, really. And the original, it's like this. I don't know what the name of the technique is, but it's like when you kind of pull. It's kind of three-dimensional. Like the oil, it's like really coming. Like it's like modeling even. So, and I would really love to see the original one.
Oh, for sure. So, again, just like a lot of great things going on with the band right now. And of course, being on such a great label like Nuclear Blast, being able to show this album off. And of course, the album coming out on the 25th of this month. What's going to be coming up next after the release?
We're going on vacation. um, No, I mean, no joke, actually. There's not much coming up. We're really happy to have it out now. We've just been on tour here in Germany, and there's there's just a release for now. We have a couple of festivals next year. We play a festival Carmageddon in Norway. We play Graspop in Belgium. And of course, we're working on uh, having one or two more tours for the upcoming year, but nothing confirmed yet. And that's it. So after this one is out, we're gonna promote it on our like social media and stuff, and then we're gonna go into Christmas break. I would say, and just have a good time with our families and friends and just relax.
Oh, that definitely sounds like a well-deserved time. I mean, especially with how much time and effort that you've been putting into this with singles and the EPs and now the full album and being able to play some shows this year, festivals next year, and upcoming touring. I mean, being able to just take some time and relax before getting back into full gear again is definitely the right way to go.
Yeah, no other way, honestly. I mean, this is that the music thing is not nothing that we can do full time. So we all have like 40-hour day jobs and stuff. And so yeah, we live a pretty normal life.
Oh yeah, but getting together, being able to play shows or being able to work with each other, I imagine that's got to be a great feeling. But just being able to work from home as well too, like being able to record and being able to send files to each other rather than
Yeah,
always having to be in the studio, being able to spend more money like that or anything like that. I mean, being able to go at your own leisure is a great thing.
absolutely. We wouldn't be able to do anything if it weren't for that, honestly, because we're like so spread out, even in two different countries, with our drummer living in Vienna, then bass player and me, we live in Berlin. So we have Austria and Germany, and then Patrick, our guitar player, he lives kind of right in the middle of both worlds, like in Bavaria and Germany. So, um, yeah, it's not that we can say, oh, let's just meet up this weekend and rehearse. It's just it has to be planned in advance a long time. But for the creative process, it doesn't make a difference. It's all digitally anyway, so we can just record stuff and send it to each other. And with lyrics, of course, it's even easier.
Oh, for sure. And yeah, again, like when you do eventually do get together and rehearse and then get going for shows, I mean, like just being able to get back on stage again after not being able to play shows, I mean, that
Oh
had to be
yeah.
such a great feeling.
Oh yeah, that felt awesome. I cannot lie. It was great. Like we had like a handful of shows every now and then in 2020, 21. But this tour in September, like this was something else. It felt so good to like be really back on the street and play more than just one or two shows and then have to wait for the next ones a couple of months. It was amazing. And it's just so rewarding, you know, because after 2 years of more or less being a digital marketing organization for music, so to say, because we didn't do much else than just social media and market singles and then shoot a video and then put it out again and promote it and stuff. So, I mean, being on the road is like the really fun part of it all. And it was very rewarding to be finally out there again and let's say, reap the benefits of what we put in this previous 2 years now. Yeah.
Oh, for sure. And it's great that things are slowly but surely lining up for next year, being able to get
Yeah.
potential touring and the festival shows, and being able
Yeah.
to promote the album as a whole as well too. And with that, I think it's a great note to end on here. And I thank you very much for taking this time to be able to talk to me about everything in the world of Oceans. And of course, Hell's Where the Heart Is coming out on the 25th of November through Nuclear Blast. I very much enjoy this album from start to finish, and I
Thank
love
you.
what you guys have accomplished, and I'm very much looking forward to what's going to be happening in the future.
Me too. Thank you. Thank you very much. Yeah, we have plans. I won't tell now, but we're a quite productive band and there's more stuff coming and you won't have to wait like 5 years for it.